All right. Next one on the list for TA today is QQQ. All right, so I'm looking at QQQ on the 15-minute time frame. We've broken out an open range. We've traded SPY today, and I did some NASDAQ longs and some NASDAQ shorts today. They were all green. Right now, if we keep holding up this current trend on QQQ, I think that there is still markup on the 15-minute, looking at the volume tick, and we got a buy signal on the volume tick for QQQ. I want to see us get to at least $575.26. All right, so let's zoom in looking at the 2-minute time frame. We got some resistance right here at 572.38. That's going to be our confirmed uptrend. This is an entry point right now. Currently, it's giving us a sell signal. I like anything 5 days out on QQQ for calls. So if we're looking at that 575, let's see, 575, 5 days out. Let's look at the 11th call, 575. They're about 389 a piece. The volume is 263. Open interest is 265. I would wait for a break at 572. You can see Jarvis is giving us a trend line resistance at 572.33. It's going to move with the NASDAQ here. We know that the NASDAQ has kind of been on the struggle bus. But zoom out to the 4-hour time frame. The strat should be giving us a 2 up here. Actually, it's giving us a 3. Interesting. So we had a 2 up yesterday, a 3 here. We've got resistance at 574 and another level where it reversed at 575.26. The prior strong sell happened at 578. I wouldn't be surprised if we get back there if Broadcom beats earnings. Oops. If Broadcom beats earnings, I think that we can go to almost 582 on QQQ. So I said 5 days, give yourself 10. Give yourself 10. That's going to put us to the date of the event by the 580 calls. They're 428. You got 24,000 open interest on that bad boy. Those will print. You got a lighter theta. If you want to go a little bit more out of the money, even those 585 calls for 919 look good on QQQ. All right. Again, it's all going to depend on what happens with Broadcom. Broadcom moves up, it's going to bring QQQ up as well. All right. The next requested one for TA was SMR, New Scale Power. As you guys are aware, I'm in a swing on SMR, so I'm going to take a look at my play as well while I do this. So I bought the $65 call for January 16, 2026. It sold off. So let's see what happened. What caused it to do this? Let's see. Change percentage gains is a loser. New Scale Power maintain a buy by Canaccord Genuity. Anything else happen? That's old news. Let's see what happened today. Nothing. Nothing we can find. All right, so this is a swing. Technically, just looking at it right here on the 4-hour time frame, that 3 is a change of character on the strat. Still mostly bullish, but we rejected at 4302, which happened to be the equilibrium. The top of the equilibrium, which is acting as resistance right now. I still see this thing as potentially breaking out on a swing, and I want to dollar cost average my play. But I'm going to zoom in first. Look at the 65-minute time frame. Let's see if we lose 36.52. If we lose at 36.52, I'm going to possibly average down at 31.28. Jarvis is giving us sell signals, but there's also support down here at 32.95. So once it hits these levels, I do plan to add to my call. Why, Mark? Well, let's look at the daily here. The daily switched to a 2 down, but we still had a bullish fair value gap with Jarvis giving us more upside momentum, and resistance still remains at 45.89. We look at the weekly here. We did have a reversal come in as well, a number 3, with a lot of upside liquidity. We just need a catalyst for momentum for SMR, which will be related to nuclear energy, artificial intelligence, anything in that space to push us back to break that weak high at 53.57. It still has a 66% chance of more upside on the weekly, 72 on the monthly. So if you got like 6 months or more on your play, you're going to do fine. But short term, just let the pullback happen and prepare the dollar cost average on this one. Don't play anything short term on this. All right. So again, I'm looking to DCA at 30, 32.95. If you wanted to play some short-term puts on it, that's going to be a target price for you if you fall below 36.52. Okay. All right. Hope you guys got that both on the stage as well as on Zoom here. Okay. Moving on to the next one that you guys asked about, which was open door. Okay. So ticker's open. All right, so I got out of my open leaps and I thought I told everybody why. I'll refresh your memory. I think open is moving on the hopes of a rate cut. All right, so we don't know if that rate cut is going to officially happen yet. So 15-minute right now, we got a bearish fair value gap, but also there's a lot of support at that 20 EMA at $5.33. I'll go to the 4-hour time frame. I've got double threes here on the strat, but a bullish change of character. Open will likely do okay, but it has to break above 589. There's also some support down here of $5 even. But if we lose that $5, then we're in trouble. We're probably going to come back to 474, maybe even 438. But right now, it looks mostly bullish on the 4-hour time frame. Open looks like it wants to continue to push. There's markup on the 4-hour. And looking at the volume, we have broken the moving average. So this is confirmed uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. So any little dip within the day does create buying opportunities for the swings. 15-minute time frame, though, does, however, look like it's going to push us back to the top of that equilibrium or maybe even right at that 20 EMA at 532. All right, so 532 is the key level. Swings look okay. But SPX just hit my target this morning. Awesome. And there's your alert on Amazon we talked about earlier before I started recording. All right, so swings look okay on open, but it's relying on a rate cut. I want to go one step further on open. Let's go over to trading ticks real quick.
Very important. You know, we stay very close to customer. With those facts, we said, okay, let's make sure we are there where
SPS hit.
Oh yeah.
together. So yeah,
so let's look at the options on open real quick. And then we got NVDA and BMNR next, and then we will be done with the TA. SPY hit the alert that I told you guys this morning from our live trading session at 6:46. So congratulations if you listen. All right, so real quick on open, I want you guys to screenshot this, even if you're watching the replay. That January 15, $4.50 call. There's light volume on it, but there's about 87.3 thousand in premiums. The more time you give yourself on this play, the better off you're going to be. You could scale into a dollar cost average, and that's going to save you, okay? So that's just my opinion on that, but I hope that you print money on it. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Okay, so NVIDIA's been a little choppy today. We had NVIDIA fall below the open range briefly. Shout out to my brother Sean. When he was on helping us with the TA, I was having some issues with my computer not loading data the way I wanted to. But we need to see NVIDIA get above 171.17 intraday. We've got to break above that 171.86. But there's a strong high right here at that 172.40, which is a key level of resistance. Also did some TA for you guys last night on NVIDIA as well. So let's pull that up real quick. All right. So Jarvis has said that NVIDIA had a 64.48% chance of upside momentum from where it is now. As stated, there were multiple sell signals, and then we saw that yesterday they were buying those $172.50 calls. So short term, I would be very careful with buying anything this week or next week NVIDIA, like anything out to November, okay? All right, so let's see why. All right, so 4-hour right now, we caught some support down here at 167. I notated a reversal on NVIDIA back on September the 2nd. And we need to see a break above that 172.40. And the key level that we needed was 176.65 for the breakout zone. I do believe that'll push us back into an uptrend to get us back to that 181.50. So today, after we get Broadcom's earnings, that may be a catalyst to drive us to that particular price point. I like it again better for swings than anything. I'm going to look at the weekly time frame here. Actually, let's just go back to the daily. I want to double check the relative strength index for you. So relative strength index on the daily doesn't have a buy yet, but we are going sideways, looking for it to coil over and reverse prayerfully. All right. But right now it is pulling back. Weekly, it's still overbought. So we might get a hard sell, another pullback on NVIDIA sometime between now and in the next 2 weeks, unless Broadcom beats. Now, Broadcom beats, I think it's going to bring NVIDIA back up. And we might fill this gap up to 173.30 to possibly get us to that breakout zone. And then we have another gap, I believe, from 178.15 to about 180.16. So we might have a recovery, but only if, again, if Broadcom beats. Now, as I stated yesterday, we'll turn Jarvis off for you guys for just a second here, that we are respecting that 50 EMA pretty tightly on NVIDIA. I think the last time it hit it was back in June. Let's see. That was May. So May, we bounced off of that 50 EMA and ran up to where we are now. So most times that the 50 EMA can act as support. If we lose that 50 EMA, we will be in trouble to fill a gap down to as low as 149. But again, it's going to need a catalyst for that. And that catalyst is going to be Broadcom. All right. All right, lastly, let's take a look at BMNR. All right, BitMine. All right, this thing is pulled back quite a bit. This is an Ethereum strategy, kind of like the micro strategy of Ethereum. They hold the most Ethereum. And right now we got a lot of support here on the 65-minute, but this is a very weak low indicating that it could possibly come down a little bit more. The 4-hour here, we're showing we lost that 200 EMA. So your calls are in jeopardy if they're short term, okay? This thing could possibly come back to $29.99. Sorry, $29.99, maybe $30. If this trend continues, looking at the sell volume on the 4-hour, this is true downside momentum, guys. So please, please, please watch for a better entry or a dollar cost average. If you're in leaps like 2027 or shares only, it's a good opportunity to DCA once it does pull back. The daily here is showing that the the sell volume is weakening, but we also have true markdown. When you think about the market cycles, you have 4 of them: accumulation, distribution, markup, and markdown. Markdown indicates more of a downside here, and we do have a sell signal here on RSI for the daily as well. All right, I'm going to point that out. That sell signal took place yesterday. All right, so BMNR is likely going to come down to that oversold territory, guys. Looking at the 5-minute, we're already there, but it's probably going to get worse. We might catch a little bit of mild support intraday. So again, I wouldn't day trade it, but swing trading some puts may work in your favor. Okay, not financial advice. All right, let's talk about entry here. So if we lose that, let's go to the 15-minute. Yeah, if we lose this 40.49, entry's a little late. but we need to look at maybe 30 days out for some puts if you want to play it, but understand it's risky because we know Ethereum and crypto that keeps running through the weekend. So let's just double check Ethereum real quick too. So Ethereum has a bearish fair value gap on the 15-minute. I want to look at the 4-hour time frame. Ethereum might come back and retest that $4,240 price. I actually had an alert set at 42.2370. But a strong low all the way down here to $4,062. So if Ethereum pulls back, BMNR is going to pull back. A lot of those other Ethereum related stocks are also going to pull back as well. So I hope you guys can capitalize off this TA. Look for call option entry when it does hit that support zone at $30.03. You might even be able to catch another one before that. Let's see, possibly around 38.62. I'm looking for kind of where this last crossover happened. We'll say 37.57. Possible entry for calls. Okay. All right. So I hope this helps somebody out today.
Okay. It's us.